Welcome to Charities Bible USA, your number one channel. I am here and I have to talk about something else. I hope you guys watched the video about the B1 and the B2 visa, and I will be live to come and answer any questions that you have. And now I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about you prepare you. I told you guys that I'll be doing a preparation so that when you win your DV, you won't get lost. You will know what to expect when you come and live here in the US. First of all, I want to thank all my subscribers, guys. I am really overwhelmed by your support. Like, thank you. I cannot thank you enough, guys, just for subscribing to my channel, watching my videos, giving me those thumbs ups. Oh my gosh, guys, I really, really, really appreciate you. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome any new subscriber who has joined us. This is a home opportunity, guys. I am going to give you so many tips on how to be successful here in the US. My name is Charity Nganga, and Charities Bible USA is my YouTube channel, guys. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, I came here with a DV lottery. I won the DV lottery. I have lived here now for 7 years, and I am an American citizen. So 7 years is not a short time. And I call myself as a success story because I came here, and if you have watched this video, that I was a hairdresser, I went to school, and I'm a parent, and I am a wife, and now I practice nursing in the US. So that is a success. And you know what, guys? It doesn't stop there. I will still go back to school to get my associate degree. Actually, I start this January and I am so much excited. So I want to share my success. What made me succeed when I came here to the US? Because there are some people who have come here. Some of them have decided to go back home because they cannot withstand the challenges of here in the US. And that is why I am doing this video, so that I can prepare you guys. I want to prepare you guys so that when you come and live here in the US, you're successful. And you know what? You can shine and be proud of being here in this country. Now, today I am going to talk about money. I am going to talk about credit cards. I am going to talk about debit cards, because you want to know how you will be buying your stuff, how you will be managing your money, and how maybe you can even be able even to invest here in the US, because you can do an investment. You can buy a house, become a homeowner. You know, a homeowner here, like if you're just having a conversation with an American and you tell them I own my house, and then you tell them my house is paid for. Oh my goodness, they're like, oh my gosh, you're a homeowner. Yes, and I am a homeowner. Now, how did I succeed? How do I manage my money here in the US? Now, you find that when you come here, if you are used to using a lot of cash and carrying a lot of cash, here in the US, it's gonna be a little bit different. Your wallet or your purse, and you find that when we come here, you have that habit of carrying your purse wherever you're going. You have to have your purse, because you have to carry all these cards, credit cards, that are for different things. Now, the first thing that you have to have is your ID. This one you have to carry it wherever that you're going. This is your identity card, and also it is your driver's license. If you are authorized to drive here in the US, you will have a document like this one. And oh, I don't know if I'm showing you. This is what you will have, and this one is gonna show. I'm not gonna show you my date of birth. That's why I'm keeping it like that. So you have to carry your ID at all times when you're driving or whatever. Now, I have another one here that I want to show you guys. When you become a US citizen, they give you another one like this one. Look at this. This is pretty. They give you another one like this one. Now, this one shows that you're an American citizen and you can carry it wherever that you want to go. You can put it in your purse. You have to have that one. Now, if you are not an American citizen, you will have your green card. I don't have that one anymore, because when I became a citizen, they took it. So that is why I come here. I share with you guys. Because I want you to succeed. I want you. Oh my goodness. I wish that I can help even one person to come and live here in the US. That would be my joy, guys. Now, those are like the legal ones, right? Now, what about your money? Now you'll get a job when you come here, and you come here with a DV. You'll go get a job, and then you will be paid. They will tell you, maybe they'll be paying you after 1 week or after 2 weeks, depending on the type of job. It depends on an institution. Now, when you get a job, you will go and open a bank account. You'll go and open a bank because you are authorized to work here. Then you will go and open a bank account. But before that, like I said, you will go and get your social. Your social and your ID are very important, especially when you're going to open a bank account. They will require that. They will require that information so that they can open a bank account for you. Now, when they open a bank account for you, they will give you this. Let me give you an example. I think I have. They will give you a card like this one. Now, this one is a debit card. It's a debit card that you use. This is your money. It is your money. Your money is in this card. So this card, you can swipe it everywhere and buy anything that you want, because most people buy stuff here with cards. We use cards. This is called a debit card. A debit card means it's your money, the money that you have in the bank. If you have $500 in the bank, that debit card has that money. If you have $1,000 in the bank, the debit card has that money. If you have $1 million in the bank, the debit card has that money. So you will every bank account that you open, you will have a debit card. Now, if you do not want to open a bank account, now, there are so many ways here in the US. It depends. They have so many options. It depends on what you want. You can tell your workplace to give you a card. They can give you a card whereby it's from your work, and when you are paid, your money goes to that card. So it's still a debit card, but it's from your work. So you can still have that one if you do not want to go and open a bank account. Now, there's another card that I'm going to talk about called credit card. Now, this is a credit card. This is a credit card. This is a credit card. Now, this one is the money that you have borrowed. So let's assume, and you'll have many of these. Like, you'll have so many of these, and you have to know how to manage your credit. Because if you do not know how to manage your credit here in the US, oh my gosh, you will be in trouble. You will be in so much trouble, because especially if you're going to buy something, they look at your credit score. They look at your credit score and see how much is your credit score, and that's how you buy stuff. You find that if your credit is very bad, and I'm going to come to why your credit can be very bad, then you find that nobody is going to sell you anything on credit. You cannot get a loan. You cannot get even a mortgage to buy a house, because we look at long term. I normally like to look at stuff in long term. What can help me in long term? So when you come here, you will find that for every store that you go, every store, be it a food store, be it a clothes store, they will always tell you if you want a rewards card. And you find that they will tell you if you take that card, then you will, on that purchase, they will deduct like 10% or 15% of the money that you could spend on whatever that you have bought at that moment. Or maybe you go and they tell you that they have a store card, the card for the store, whereby if you use that one, you can get a discount, or you'll be getting a discount. Now, when you get that card, they run something called a credit score. A credit score shows if you have taken debts, were you able to pay these debts, or were you not able to pay these debts? Now, the first thing that I can advise you guys is that when you come here, and what we did is that when we went and opened our first bank account, we got a credit card. But the credit card that we got was only for $500. That is what they give you. So that $500 in that credit card, you're supposed to use it, and then you pay. Make sure that you always pay the money on your credit card. But what we did, and I like saying what I did, is that credit card, it was $500, but we only would use like $100 and pay it back. We never used the whole of it, because you find that if you have a credit card and you use all the money, and let's assume you are late to pay that credit card. It's like a loan. It's not your money you use and then you return. You find that you're charged interest. If you're late, you're charged interest, and that interest, even if you're late with 1 day, they will still charge you because they have a specific day that you're supposed to pay that money. And life happens, and sometimes you will not be able to pay that money on time. So because you will really, 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 really need to get a credit card so that you can build your credit, because without credit, you will not be able even to rent a house. And that is why the host plays a part, because your host, since they have lived here in the US for a long time, when you go to rent a house, and I remember when we went to rent our apartment, our host was our guarantor. They asked us for a guarantor because we did not have any credit. We didn't have any credit, and we were very new. And at that time, my husband had just gotten a job, so they did not know our paying debts habits. Your credit is how you have been paying your debts. So our host was kind enough, and when we rented our first house, his name was there because his credit was good. If his credit was bad, then he could not have been able to help us. So how do you maintain your credit? Because you want to maintain a good credit. If you have a credit of from like 760 or 750, that is good. That is good. But if your credit goes all the way down to 600, 500, that is not good at all. And you find that when you go to buy stuff, yes, you will be. There are some companies who are going to lend you money, especially if you want to buy a car. Because if you want to buy a car, some people, you are not able sometimes. If you want to buy a really nice car, you won't be able to go and buy it cash. You have to go get it, and then you'll be making payments. So you will find that if you go and get such a loan for a car, or maybe you get a loan for a mortgage, if your credit score is very low or is bad, there are some instances that you will not get a loan. And then if your credit is at a place that it's bad, but you still can qualify for a loan, you will get a loan to buy something, an asset, be it a car, be it a house. But you find that the interest that they will charge you is going to be very high as compared to someone who has good credit. Because when you have good credit, that means that it talks for you. And even when you're getting a loan, you get a loan with a lower interest compared to someone who doesn't have very good credit. So how do you maintain having a good credit? Because the credit card, you will need it, but you have to use it wisely. You cannot go and get a credit. Maybe you have used $500 and then you get another credit card from another company, because every store here in the US, they will give you whatever. Even Amazon, even when you go to shop to Amazon, they have their own whatever. They have their own credit card that they will give you. But how are your payments? So for me, what I did, I can advise someone when you come and live here in the US, if you want to have a credit card, you can have one or two. And maybe let's assume you have one that you do your groceries, you go and buy your stuff for food, and you go and just do your normal house things. But make sure that when you are paid at the end of 2 weeks or whatever, make sure that the money that you have used, if you went to the store and you used like $200 or $300 or $500, depending on what you're buying, you find that money, you should be able to pay it back. You should be able to pay it back as soon. They normally give you a limit, because if you pay it back very fast, like for example, you have used that $500 and you want to return that $500 at that same time, you find that doesn't build your credit. So if you pay it for a longer time, if you pay that money for a longer time, maybe they have told you that the credit card that they gave you, or the money that they gave you, maybe the duration that you want to pay that money is like 6 months. It is good to pay off that money in 6 months in the installments that they have given you, because that builds your credit. But if you decided that you go and buy something for like $1,500 and on credit, and then you want to pay all of it at the same time in a month, then your credit score, it doesn't build up. It doesn't build up very fast, and you want to make sure that you're building up your credit. So what you do is that when you have your credit card, you have to be able to be making payments, timely payments, on the time that they want you to pay, and then you stick to that duration. And then when you stick to that duration, you find that the credit, the money, if when you're done paying that money, it increases. It increases. Maybe if they had given you $500, you'll find that you have 1,000. But are you supposed to use all that money? No. sometimes you can decide now, getting a credit card, or like me, if I went to a bank or anywhere to look for a credit card, maybe I can get a credit card of $5,000. But if I get a credit card of $5,000, I am not going to use that money. I am not even going to use that credit card. But it's there. It's there. It's there in the bank. It shows that I have that debt of 5,000. But that debt of 5,000, I am not using it. So what I would do, maybe when I maybe I go maybe to a restaurant, I can use like $50 of that money, but I will make sure that I pay. But I still have that credit card. It's active, and it shows that I have been using very little money of it, and I am returning that money. You see, that builds your credit. But if you take that $5,000, that credit card of $5,000, and you use all of it, you find that sometimes you might not be able to pay that money. And if you're not able to pay that money in a timely manner, it gains a lot of interest. And if you fail to pay the money, then that is where that they report you. And when they report you, your credit is affected and your credit becomes bad. So you have to be able to know, I will get a credit card because you will need it to build your credit. But when I get my credit card, how am I going to use it wisely so that it builds my credit instead of destroying my credit? Because you will need, especially if you want to buy a house, buy a house, oh my gosh, they do very hard checks on your credit, very, very hard checks on your credit, because that's a mortgage that you are applying for. So they will do very hard checks. If there's a debt that you hadn't paid, or they will tell you that there's a debt here, even if you are late to pay a debt, they will tell you are late here. Why were you late? You have to explain all those things. And that is why I am saying, yes, it is good to have a credit card, but you have to use it wisely. You have to know that this credit card, I have this money here in this bank, in this card, but this is not my money. So even if I use this money, I am not going to use all of it. And if I use it, then I have to be able to pay. If you know that you are not going to be able to pay, then just have it, but don't use it. It's still there, it's yours, but it's not going to affect you. So because when you come here, this is a world that you will be introduced to these credit cards. If you get like 10 credit cards and you use all that money there, you'll have trouble because you will not be able to pay all that money. So you have to manage your money very, very wisely, especially when you're coming to live here in the US. Because here, anything that you do, you see your social security number. Anything that you do, that social security number follows you. It does follow you. So you have to be very, very wise. You are like, I have used this, and how am I going to pay it? So you have to be able to spend wisely. So that's a credit card, and I have talked about that. Now, another card that you will have, you will always have to carry your insurance card. I don't know if I have an insurance card here. Let me see if I have an insurance card. It's just a card like this one, but it's for a different. Any insurance that you're having, you will be obliged to carry it, because when you're going for a doctor's appointment, you will need an insurance card. This one, this is an insurance card. Then another card that you will have in your stuff is now like this one. This one is a card for a store that I go. It's called Goodwill. I like to go to Goodwill, and I will tell you guys about Goodwill, because Goodwill, you get clothes that are second hand, and then you can come and wash them and wear them. And for me, I know there are some people who will be like, oh, I cannot go to Goodwill. But then I ask, when we were in Kenya, we used to go and buy second-hand clothes. So myself personally, I don't see anything wrong with Goodwill. I know there are some people there, some Kenyans who do not go there. And they're like, oh, you normally go to Goodwill? I can't go there. But human beings go there, they go and buy stuff. And for me, if I can afford whatever, if it's not going to cost me a lot of money, that is where I am going. So this one, when you go with this one, that means that you are a member. So you have to be able to differentiate. Is it a debit card or a credit card, or is it a card to say that you're a member? When you have this one, you get a discount. This is a discount card. This is a discount card that you use. Now, another one that you will have is that your phone number is important, especially when you go to a store. Here in Kansas, we have a store called Dillon's. You find that you have a number, that a little card that they will give you. And that card, you swipe it every time that you go to the store. What happens is that when you buy whatever that you're buying, they give you discount on your fuel, your gas for your car. So when you're going to buy your car, your gas to fuel your car, you find that the points that you have, because you earn points, they cut some money on depending on if you're buying 10 gallons of fuel, because here they measure with gallons, you find that you get a discount. Maybe they say that for every gallon or that you are going to buy, they will 10 cents. They will cut 10 cents, and then you buy it at a cheaper price. So you find that these cards are very important, but you have to know, is it a discount card? A discount card is good, because a discount card, what happens is that when you go to that store, you earn points. A credit card is like a loan. You will use that money and you have to return it back. And you have to return it back wisely, because if you do not return it back wisely, then it will affect your credit score. And you do not want to destroy your credit score, because you become overwhelmed. The credit cards are many. They're just many. So you'll be overwhelmed and you'll be like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to buy all this stuff. No, don't do that. It's good to build from little going up. Little going up. If I know that I want to buy something for $5,000, then I have to budget and know that that $5,000 I will get it, and how I'm going to pay it. You see what I mean? So you have to be able to plan your money wisely. And like I said, if you are out there and you have not come to the US and you are able to manage your debts, you are able to manage your money wisely, even when you come here in the US, you will not fail. You will do a very good job and will have a good credit. And maybe in like us, when we came here, we were able to buy a house in the fourth year. Was it on the fourth year? Yeah, it was on the fourth year. We were able to buy a house in the fourth year. So that means that our credit wasn't bad. And if it was bad, you find that we could not have been able to buy a house, because they do very hard checks on your credit. Even hospital bills. If you come here and you go to the hospital, they won't ask you for money. But if you refuse to pay that money, they send you to collections. People who will call you every day and ask for money. And if you do not pay that money, what happens is that they hit your credit. And when they hit your credit, they hit it bad. It becomes bad. So you have to know that if I have a hospital debt, am I able to pay that money in installments, or what, so that they do not? Because even if you're paying little, as long as that you're paying, they will not come after you. So you have to know how to manage your debt when you're coming to live here in the US, and all the money is in these cards. These cards, you will have like 10. You will have like 10, and all of them. Now this is my school ID. This one. So if you go to school, they will give you a school ID. So all these cards, you will have them. If you go for an appointment, you have an appointment, they will give you an appointment card. So you will have so many that will be in your wallet, and you have to carry it. Even for COVID, this one is for my COVID. This one is for my COVID. So you find that that is something that you will find like it's a little bit different, but you find that it's a good thing. And of course, you know, this card is for this one, this card is for this one, this card is for this one. So guys, when you come here, I want you guys to be able to manage your finances, because when you're able to manage your finances, you do very well. But if you are not able to manage your finances, then you will be in trouble. Because, for example, anything you want in the store, you get it. They go and give it to you. You go and get it, and then you'll be paying in installments. You'll be paying, if you're even a car, you'll go, you'll get. That is why you find that it's America. As long as you have a good credit, America, you can get anything. You can go and get a brand new car that has never been driven by anyone. Like my car, the one that I am driving, it was not driven by anyone. I bought it at 0 mileage. So you will get that one. But how are you going to make the payments? Now that depends on your credit score. It depends on your credit score. So you guys, when you come here, I want you to be able to manage your finances, so that you can succeed. Because if you have, let's assume you got a new car, and then you are supposed to be making monthly payments, and they give you a duration, maybe 5 years, 6 years, depending on whatever that you want, and depending on the amount of money. Then you find that in you fail to pay the first month, you fail to pay the second month, you fail to pay the third month, or that third month they will come and get your car. They will come, wherever your car is parked, they will come and tow it, and they will carry it, and they will go with it. You do not want such things to happen to you. So you have to be accountable. If you're going to get a debt, you have to be able to pay for that debt. If you know that you are not going to be able to pay for that debt, if it's a big debt, then look for something that is cheaper, that you can be able to manage. So I talked about debt, I talked about credit cards. So guys, watch this video and like it. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thank you and God bless you.